I think taking him back to the position of Prime Minister is a bit demeaning. In my view, the former Prime Minister has two options, in my view. I cannot advise him. I cannot pretend I have the capacity to advise him. He either retires in dignity or he goes for the presidency. Because there's no way you can ask for the presidency for 5 times and then you demean yourself, you want to become a Prime Minister. No. I think that will be very, it will be very, very demeaning. But again, finally,
yes.
I want to ask my brother, President William Ruto. Now that you say this man is a witch doctor, he's the Lord of poverty, he is the real problem of this country, you have changed your mind, you are saying he is the best for Africa, he means well for this country. Why don't you, if you are genuine, consider to do 1 term and endorse him to be president in the next election, if you really genuine that this man is so good, this man can sort out this country. Okay. If really that is from the bottom of your hand, of your heart, since you have done 5 years, you are going to do 5 years and you have not done very well, why don't you consider to allow this man to be president? So what I would like to say is that in my discussions with the people, we have, by the way, I must tell you in those discussions, if you want me to tell you.
And we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Yes.
But I'm saying we are not opposed to working with Raila Odinga.
You're willing to
already we are working with Kalonzo Musyoka.
Okay.
We are working with Eugene Wamalwa. We are working with Fred Matiang'i. We are working with Eugene Wamalwa. We are working with all like-minded Kenyans. If Raila Odinga does not make a decision to destroy his legacy and support President William Ruto and decides to join the rest of Kenyans in trying to liberate our country and get it back in the right footing, and calls upon us for a discussion on the possibility of working together in whatever formation.
You're open to that?
We are open to that discussion. Okay. We are not selfish people. Okay. By the way, myself and my community are on record having supported somebody else. William Ruto, he's not one of us. Today he's calling us tribalists, despite the fact that we supported him, knowing very well he's not one of us. Okay. And because we are not tribal, we supported him, and he became president. We also are amiable and ready, if need be, to support another person, maybe it Raila Odinga, maybe it Kalonzo, maybe Wamalwa. We can support anybody, and whoever we decide to support. And take it from me today, and you'll ask me 2 years from now. Whoever we decide to support, we have 2 options. We can have our own candidate from the mountain, and we are good. If we decide for whatever reason that it's better to support somebody else, whoever we decide to support, that will be the next president of the Republic of Kenya.
Okay, time will tell. You said you're open to working with like-minded individuals.
Yes.
Here. Have you had a meeting with former President Uhuru Kenyatta? Did you bury the hatchet? Because there's some who still point fingers at you, blaming you for the push and pull after the current Kenya Kwanza administration came to office, that perhaps the raid at his farm might have been orchestrated by Rigathi Gachagua. Have you had a meeting with the former head of state ever since you were impeached?
You know, Uhuru Kenyatta is my elder brother. I was his PA, and he's our leader as a community.
Okay.
It is inappropriate for me to discuss him in public because I'm a junior elder in the community, he's a senior elder, and discussions of elders in our community is a preserve of that community.
We're just asking if you met him. Come on. You're a truthful man.
What I'm saying is that Uhuru Kenyatta is our brother, our son, and our leader. And he's retired, and we respect his status and his retirement. But when we need advice from him as a community, it's always available.
So let me rephrase the question. What do you tell those who see former President Uhuru Kenyatta's hand in the appointment of Uhuru's men, as they're commonly referred to? Some of the CSs we saw recently appointed, Mutahi Kagwe, Lee Kinyanjui.
There's no problem whether Uhuru had a hand or no hand. It, to me, is irrelevant. And he's a Kenyan. If he proposes some people to be appointed and they are appointed, so be it. what is important for us, especially for the mountain, is that those appointments amounted to nothing, because they were meant to pacify the region that is very unhappy with the President William Ruto for deceiving them, for mismanaging the economy, and for destroying leaders in the region. And immediately they were appointed, there was a saying among our people that even if you revive Mwai Kibaki, Jomo Kenyatta, and Dedan Kimathi, nothing would change. So we are really not bothered. Let them go and work. They have been given a job to do. Let them go and do the job that were given to do. We wish them well. If they can make a change and people of Kenya are better off than they were before they were appointed, we appreciate. They are our sons. And we don't have a problem with that. Yeah.
Why the delay in forming your political party? Because going by your own timelines, we were supposed to have that launch early this year. It was pushed, and now we expect that launch in May. Are you having challenges in registering?
No challenges at all.
Yeah.
I had, when I left office, the people of my region felt that we needed to consult on the way forward, because as a community we felt very bad. The community felt totally misused by President William Ruto. They felt deceived, and we needed to consult extensively. And as their leader, they asked me to do that consultation. And I did a lot of consultation, the whole of November, the whole of December. I had hoped that I would have completed the consultations, but I hadn't by the end of December. Very many people still wanted to come and see me. You have seen even in the whole of January and February, they have been coming. Again,